Breaking news, investors. NorthFlow Finance AI just flagged 5 explosive TSX stock signals, and we're diving in live, right now, on July 7, 2026. We're kicking off our top 5 TSX stock signals with a compelling one, a golden cross with a volume surge in Grizzly Discoveries, trading at $6.60. This signal is particularly interesting, as it suggests a potential bullish trend reversal. The moving average golden cross is a strong indicator of a shift in momentum, and when combined with a significant volume surge, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. The current price of $6.60, combined with an RSI of 45.2, indicates that the stock is in neutral territory, neither overbought nor oversold. This suggests that there's still room for momentum to build, and the recent volume surge of 679.3% tells us that investors are becoming increasingly convinced about the stock's potential. The RSI reading of 45.2 is a sweet spot, as it indicates that the stock has not yet reached overbought levels, leaving plenty of room for upside potential. The volume surge is a key indicator of investor conviction, and it's clear that investors are taking notice of this stock. With the golden cross and volume surge, we're seeing a strong indication of a potential trend reversal. This volume change is unusual, and it may signal that institutional investors are starting to take notice of Grizzly Discoveries. A surge of this magnitude can be a sign of significant interest from larger players, which can be a powerful catalyst for further growth. The volume surge is a key indicator of investor interest, and it's clear that investors are becoming increasingly enthusiastic about this stock. Recent updates on the Citgo sale process have likely contributed to the increased interest in Grizzly Discoveries, as investors await further developments. This news has likely played a role in the recent surge in volume, as investors become more optimistic about the company's prospects. The Citgo sale process is a significant catalyst for the stock, and investors are eagerly awaiting further updates. Viewers should watch for further volume increases and a potential break above key resistance levels. A continued surge in volume and a rise above $7 could be a strong indication of a bullish trend. Now let's move on to our next pick. We're taking a closer look at Resoro Mining, a stock that's caught our attention with a compelling signal. The MA Golden Cross with volume surge is a powerful indicator that suggests a potential shift in momentum. This signal is particularly interesting, given the current price of $111. The Golden Cross indicates a bullish trend, with the short-term moving average crossing above the long-term moving average. At $111, the stock is poised for a potential breakout. The RSI is currently at 40.0, which is in neutral territory, suggesting there's still room for momentum to build. The volume surge of 71.9% is a significant indicator of investor conviction, as it shows a substantial increase in trading activity. This surge in volume tells us that investors are taking notice of Resoro Mining, and it could be a sign of institutional interest. This volume change is unusual activity, and it might signal that institutional investors are starting to take a closer look at the stock. The significant increase in trading volume could be a sign of growing interest in Resoro Mining. Recent news has highlighted the ownership structure of Resoro Mining, with private companies holding a substantial stake, but retail investors making up the largest group of shareholders. This dynamic could have an impact on the stock's outlook, as retail investors can sometimes drive price action. The fact that retail investors are the largest shareholders could lead to increased volatility. Viewers should watch for the stock to break above key resistance levels and monitor the volume for continued signs of investor conviction. A sustained increase in volume could be a key indicator of the stock's potential for future growth. Now let's move on to our next pick. We're taking a closer look at Moon Equity Holdings, listed as Moon.V, which has just triggered a very interesting signal, a moving average golden cross accompanied by a significant volume surge. This is a technical indicator that suggests a potential shift in momentum for the stock. As we dive into the details, it's clear that this signal is worth exploring further. The current price of Moon.V is sitting at $8.79, and the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is at 33.0, which indicates that the stock is in oversold territory. This suggests that there may be a reversal in momentum on the horizon, and the moving average golden cross is reinforcing this idea. The volume surge of 54.5% is also a key factor here, as it indicates a significant increase in investor conviction. With the RSI below 30, we may see a bounce back in momentum, and the volume surge tells us that investors are taking notice. This unusual volume activity could be a sign of institutional interest in the stock, which would be a major catalyst for a potential rally. The volume change is notable, and it's worth keeping an eye on to see if this trend continues. Recent news that Blue Moon Metals is combining its NSG unit with a company backed by Alpha Future Funds is a significant development that could be contributing to the stock's signal. This deal has the potential to unlock new value for shareholders and may be driving some of the recent interest in the stock. Viewers should watch for a potential breakout above key resistance levels and a continuation of the volume surge. A move above $9 could be a key level to watch. Now let's move on to our next pick. We're looking at IFOS.V, a stock that just triggered a very interesting signal, a moving average golden cross accompanied by a significant volume surge. This is a technical indicator that suggests a potential trend reversal, and as a Canadian stock market analyst, I'm excited to dive deeper into this. The signal is particularly interesting given the current market conditions. The moving average golden cross is a bullish indicator, and with the current price sitting at $2.44, it's clear that investors are taking notice. The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is currently at 34.8, which suggests that the stock is in neutral territory, neither overbought nor oversold. This neutral RSI reading suggests that there's still room for momentum to build, and the recent volume surge of 35% tells us that investors are becoming more convinced about the stock's potential. The volume surge is a key indicator of investor conviction, and it's telling us that there's a growing interest in this stock. This unusual volume activity could be a sign of institutional interest, which would be a significant catalyst for the stock's price. A 35% increase in volume is not something you see every day, and it's definitely worth paying attention to. Recently, we've seen news about Itafos amending a key contract with Rio Tinto, which could have a positive impact on the company's outlook. This development could be a major factor in the stock's recent price movement and signal. As we move forward, viewers should watch for the stock's ability to hold above its current price level, and look for any further signs of institutional interest. A breakout above the current resistance level could be a key catalyst for further upside. Now let's move on to our next pick. We're looking at Baytex Energy, trading on the TSX as BTE2, and it's flashing a very intriguing signal, a MACD bullish crossover accompanied by a significant volume surge. This is our fifth and final stock for today, and it's definitely worth taking a closer look at. The current price is sitting at $5.68. The MACD bullish crossover is a strong indicator of a potential trend reversal, and when you combine this with the volume surge of 57.9%, it suggests that investors are starting to take notice of this stock. The RSI is currently at 42.0, which puts it in neutral territory, neither overbought nor oversold, suggesting that there's still room for momentum to build. The volume surge is particularly interesting, as it indicates a high level of investor conviction, with many buyers stepping in to drive up the price. This kind of activity can be a sign of a broader trend, and it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. This volume change is unusual, and it might signal that institutional investors are starting to take a closer look at Baytex Energy. A surge like this can be a sign of a shift in market sentiment, and it's something that we'll be watching closely in the coming days. Recent news has highlighted the benefits of improved market access for Canadian energy producers, and Baytex Energy is one of the companies that's well positioned to take advantage of this trend. This could be a major driver of growth for the stock, and it's definitely something that investors should be aware of. Viewers should watch for a continuation of this trend, with key levels to watch being the current resistance points. A break above these levels could signal a major move to the upside. That wraps up our final pick for today. Don't forget to subscribe for daily TSX signals. Thanks for watching NorthFlow Finance. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, this is not financial advice.